I'm doing good, I'm on some new shit, and saying yes instead of no. It applies to the situation that the song is written about, where you're updating a former lover on what your life is like now and trying to be positive about it. But it was also
something unexpected happened at Arrowhead Stadium on a cold night. The Kansas City Chiefs, who are known for their magical moments and heroic comebacks, lost a close game to the Philadelphia Eagles. However, it was more than just the final score that caused this loss to reverberate off the field. It was the repercussions, the accusation, the hurt caused by errors, and then something else. It came from Taylor Swift, a worldwide celebrity whose words unexpectedly became the rallying cry for a whole team and fan base, not just one player. This is how a city's hopes, a supportive girlfriend, and a drop pass came together to create an unforgettable moment. It's about what happens when heroes fail, how they get back up, and why no one moment in life or football can truly define who we are. It began as just another Monday night in Kansas City with a lot on the line. The Chiefs, under the leadership of Patrick Mahomes, were facing hardship. They were already in a rare losing streak, which was unprecedented in Mahomes' career. The Chiefs' offense had been off balance the entire game due to the Eagles' unrelenting defense. But there was still hope in the fourth quarter. With a 3-point deficit, the Chiefs were putting on a traditional comeback. As usual, Mahomes were working their magic. The offense was only 6 yards away from potentially taking the lead after consuming more than 8 minutes and driving 74 yards. Everybody in the stadium appeared to hold their breath as Mahomes threw a pass over the middle to Travis Kelce, his most reliable target, and the atmosphere was electric. This was the type of catch Kelce had made hundreds of times. In the red zone, he was the unstoppable force and the safety blanket. This time, however, something unimaginable occurred as the ball zipped in his direction. It ricocheted off his hands and landed squarely in the hands of an Eagles defender. There was silence in the stadium. The Eagles marched down the field after the interception and scored another touchdown. What appeared to be a Chiefs comeback abruptly turned into an overwhelming 20-10 deficit. The arrow-headed mood changed from apprehensive hope to stunned disbelief as the last seconds passed. Those who were accustomed to hugs and cheers simply gazed at the field, numb. The Chiefs had suffered 3 consecutive defeats. Everyone knew something was wrong online. The response came swiftly and with ferocity. The social media world went crazy, reminding everyone of Kelce's innumerable clutch plays. Some fans hurried to his defense. Others demanded answers and pointed fingers after being hurt by the infrequent losing streak. Sports analyst Skip Biss had the loudest and most polarizing voice, accusing Kelce on Twitter. He asserted that Mahomes was no longer the player he once was, that Kelce's best days were over, and that the broadcasters were too kind. It was a heated debate. Was it a bad day, or was this the beginning of the end of the Chiefs dynasty? Andy Reid, the Chiefs' legendary coach, was questioned by reporters. Always the steady hand, Reid was by his star tight end. Travis's contributions to this team are not negated by a single play. While some fans were in agreement, others were not. Then, however, as the storm of criticism peaked, an unexpected event occurred. Nothing had to be posted by Taylor Swift. She had the option to remain quiet, ignore the commotion, and let the commentators argue it out, but she decided to speak up. Her message was clear, straightforward, and just what was needed. Everyone makes mistakes from time to time, and Travis is no exception. Because he puts in so much effort for his team each and every day, I'm always proud of him. His identity and level of concern are never defined by a single moment. Even the top athletes occasionally have bad days. He'll return stronger, I'm sure of it. Although it was only a few sentences, it was sufficient. Her remarks took off like wildfire. Thousands of times, Chiefs and Swiftie fans shared and retweeted them. The subject suddenly changed. There was empathy rather than just anger and blame. Perspective existed. Athletes are human beings, people recalled. They're under more stress than most of us realize. What counts most is how they react to their mistakes. Following the loss, the Chiefs' locker room was a calm, solemn space. Silently, players gathered, mentally reliving the game. Not wanting to leave, some remained in uniform and sat at their lockers. As per usual, Mahomes stood in front of the cameras and stood up for his teammates. After acknowledging his error, Kelce pledged to put in more effort. The coaches stayed up late watching movies in search of solutions. It was different in the next practice. A feeling of urgency prevailed. Not letting a single play define him, Kelce caught pass after pass. Mahomes threw more intently. The group wasn't prepared to give up. The Chiefs are a major force in Kansas City, a football town. Sports radio lines flooded with callers following the defeat. A few called for modifications. Others asserted that Kelce was entitled to assistance in any case. The city was in a state of anxiety and loyalty. Taylor's message persisted. Fans cited her in discussions at work and school, as well as on social media. It was practically a catchphrase. Even the top athletes occasionally have bad days. Everybody could identify with it. The NFL doesn't hold back. There would be another game soon. The Chiefs practiced with a chip on their shoulder the entire week. Calling a players-only meeting, Mahomes urged the team to remain united. Arrowhead was full on game day. Instead of simply showing up, the fans roared. It was evident from the opening snap that the Chiefs would not be defeated easily. The ball was moved precisely by Mahomes and Kelce's early and frequent connections. The defense took charge and made some excellent stops. The vibe was different. The past had passed. Then it happened in the fourth quarter. For a vital touchdown, Mahomes found Kelce in the end zone. The arena trembled. The crowd erupted when Mahomes ran over and gave Kelce a hug. There was nothing but happiness in the stadium after the Chiefs' victory. Redemption. Journalists questioned Kelce about the comeback and the dropped pass after the game. He thanked the supporters and grinned. He said, "I'm thankful for the opportunity to put things right." Mahomes stated that the team's performance would only improve. Podcasts and sports programs that had previously questioned Kelce now lauded his fortitude. A pivotal moment was marked by Taylor Swift's message, which served as a reminder that when things go wrong, loyalty and support are what really count. With fresh tests every week, the Chiefs' season continued to progress. They were successful at times and unsuccessful at others. The lessons learned that night persisted throughout it all. The drop pass was no longer an error. It served as a lesson in perseverance. It served as a reminder that being great isn't about never failing. What matters is how you react when you do. It was an opportunity for fans to consider what loyalty really means. It taught the players how to be a leader and work as a team. For Taylor Swift, it was an opportunity to demonstrate that her impact went well beyond just music. In a society that all too frequently overlooks athletes or people, she became a voice for empathy. The Chiefs had to contend with more difficulties, injuries, difficult opponents, and the pressure of expectations as the postseason drew near. Nevertheless, they were a team built through hardship, molded by both hope and heartache. Recalling Taylor's remarks, Kansas City came together in support of them and continued to cheer. Every game turned into a new chapter in a narrative that went beyond football. Ultimately, Travis Kelce was not defined by the dropped pass. It turned into a single moment in a season filled with them. A season that demonstrated what happens when a group of people, a city, and yes, even a world-renowned athlete band together to help someone in need. The Chiefs' tale turned into one of tenacity, atonement, and the strength of sticking by people you trust. And that is what makes life and sports so incredibly captivating, more so than any one play. Therefore, keep in mind what transpired in Kansas City the next time someone makes a mistake. Remember how a superstar, a team, and a city managed to transform setbacks into motivation. And never forget that our identity and potential are never defined by a single moment. There's always another chapter to be written in the world of sports and beyond. So if you want to continue reading stories like this, stay tuned.